You've reached call in Mockery.
And 3, 2.
I'm Jake Crapper.
And I'm Stephen Tobolowski.
Hey.
Yeah?
Stephen,
Yeah?
it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Stephen Tobolowski.
Well, thank you.
The guy from Groundhog Day.
Yeah, and some other stuff. I may have just seen him in this is me, Stephen, talking.
Mm-hmm. I
I may have just rewatched one of my appearances in a Hallmark movie, and that's why I'm on my brain.
Well, I also, Crapper,
Yes.
talk in the third person.
Yeah.
And I think that Jake saw you in Silicon Valley.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Well, I did.
I just love that series. It's one of my favorite things that I've done. Who are you looking at?
What are you doing over there?
Oh, no.
Who are you talking to? Jake! Jake, come back to bed, sweetheart. Come back to bed.
That's Donald. That's not funny. Jake Crapper does not fool around with the magnanimous right.
Oh,
Jake!
you better go.
Jake!
You better go, Mr. Trapper. Wait, Crapper.
Oh, Slapper. I hardly know her.
Okay, and cut.
That was such a good herald that we did.
Yes, thank you guys for coming out to our little tiny show. That
I've done a lot of heralds, Ramus. Squeaky, 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 squeaky. He's like, oh, yeah.
What would our improv troupe name be?
Ray Romano Cheese.
Yes. We've been Ray Romano Cheese. Thank you for coming to our show.
And we would have to be, of course, we would have to have kind of stage names because what we do here is so different from that. I would probably be, God, what would I be?
We both have to be. We're brothers, and our last name is Cheese.
I'd be you. Well, I think it'd be first name because I'd be Terry Cloth. You'd be Cheesecloth.
Oh yes. Okay. Good.
So Terry and Cheesecloth is what we would be in our group. Ray Romano Cheese.
And our show that we put on every Wednesday night.
Yes, in the now defunct Penguins Comedy Club.
What's the name of our show?
Oh, that's such a good question.
It's got to be like Burnt Underwear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah. Burt Underwear.
Burt Underwear. No. So Ray Romano Cheese is Cheese
Ray
and
Romano
Terry
Cheese.
Cloth present.
No. Terry Cloth and Cheesecloth present.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Ray Romano Cheeses.
Ray Romano Cheeses. Burt Underwear. Okay, now that's a shirt.
Put that on a shirt.
Come on.
Put it on a shirt. I made a shirt. We didn't put it online, but I sure made it.
That's right.
Maybe this one we could make.
Maybe we'll put both of them online.
And then that's
for the holiday season. Holiday season. And Rooty Doop and Rickardy Doc. Don't forget to suck my bee block of cheese.
Hi.
Yeah?
Oh, okay. Let me.
Now
play
you
this
sound
for
like
you.
Stephen Tobolowski.
Hi. Hi, Todd. Nice new front-wheel drive sleigh, Chevy.
Oh, yeah, well, I thought it was time to get a new one, with all those Wally World miles on it.
Yeah. Thanks for picking me up. Where we headed?
Well, we're headed to Chicago for lighting at the Canes, Todd. Later, dudes.
I just wanted to play you a couple clips of Chevy Chase doing some improv with the CEO of Cane's Chicken.
You're Santa. What would you name your reindeer?
Horse? Horse. Robert Redford.
Yeah, that's a good name for a reindeer.
Yeah, why not?
Are we there yet?
We're in Italy now.
Oh.
Does that bother you?
And then we're just going to make a U-turn, head back to Chicago.
Oh, yeah, caramba, escalating about it.
How mad do you think he was? They made him do that.
Yeah, you know he's mad. But that is weird that because there was that video of him like working the drive-through
Yeah, why does he
for
love
Raising
Cane's?
Cane's. I don't know. I mean, I love it too.
So he's going to Chicago.
He's going to Chicago.
The man that, I'll just say it, can't really stand up anymore because of all his pratfalls. The mushroom kingdom, here we go. So he's done all these pratfalls. He pretended to be Jerry Ford.
Yes, back when the political
Oeuvre.
sure
And we.
the political and all you because all you had to do was fall over.
This is kind of the sort of dead air I hear when I'm listening to Fly on the Wall. When one Mr. David's go, yeah, and then I said, well, I was falling down the stairs. And then one guy just not listening to him is going, oh, I fell down the stairs. Mary, I fell down the stairs. Then the other's saying something.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of hear a little buzz in the background. They go, well, we should bring Kumail on.
The political. God, what's the word I'm even trying to look for here?
Spectrum.
No.
The political. What? The political battleground?
The political sort of.
The political.
Hey. Let's do this for a full hour.
No one will even notice. No one will even know you were here.
See, that's the type of
Political. The political. And you know what the best part is? I really can't think of the word.
No, me neither.
The political.
You know the best part? The best part is I keep thinking as I joke around about it that it will come into my head.
Yeah.
And then I'll brush it off. And then by the end of the episode, I'll have it up here. And then I'll say it. And then we'll cut to the music and credits.
I'm listening to you talk, but all I want to say is shut up because I'm trying to think of the word.
Because I can't think. I still can't think.
Political.
Political. So, well.
But that would. So let's just say this: wouldn't things be a lot lighter if it was just, hey? And I hate to bring it up, but we're going to bring it up early and get it out of the way. Has SNL had a freaking sketch where Biden falls off his bike?
Well, back in the day, that's all you had to do. This guy's clumsy. This guy says, "Can I have it one time?
Can I do it one more time? Can I do it one more time?"
This guy says, "Okay, listen here."
This guy says, "Let me be completing my sentence now."
And then this guy says, "I did not do improprietary types of activities with the woman's dress in the CR." He didn't, that's all you had to do. One note.
Yep.
But now it's like, really?
And then
SNL?
You're
just going to do the voice and that's it?
Dubbers.
And that's as simple as it had to be.
I want to go back to a simpler time.
Dress up Chris Farley in any outfit. Just wind him up. Walk him out on stage. Walk him out into his early grave.
Yep. Give him a couple bottles of Jack Daniels and say, "This is how you're funny." Don't lose any weight. And then you go, "Oh, well, we didn't know that."
We weren't quite sure about Chevy.
Hey, they're showing A Christmas Vacation in theaters.
No way.
First week of
Which one?
December. Vegas.
Oh.
Or the Europe one where they're pork pigs. I'm porky pigging it right now if you're watching the video. I got a shirt. Oh, he's porky pigging it, Chevy. He's got a shirt and their pants.
We have to get back to the basics of the show. I feel like the last few weeks we haven't.
Political ennui. Wait, okay, if we're getting back to the basics, hold on. I have to crack my liquid death.
Oh, okay. Hold it up to the mic. That's what we get paid the big bucks for.
It's like that scene in Ghostbusters. He
says what? Sphincter says what?
He says, Ray.
Yeah. But Sphincter says what?
What? What? What? Are you guys playing a trick on me? Are you playing a trick on me? Ray's here. Landon.
319 Dub Mitt.
DUBMIIT. We got a call? We got a phone call? He plugged his phone in. That's a good sign, everyone. All right, we got a phone call.
Oh, no.
Everyone be quiet.
We can't play it that way, so I'll have to play it this way. Oh, not this again. Never mind. We'll do it next week.
Hold on.
We'll just do it next week. I don't even care.
No. I don't care either. We're not going to do this. We need to get back to what's the core of the show, Landon?
Well, I would say our general sort of attitude towards like progressive sort of...
Hello, I am one of your big fans, and I was just wondering, have you ever had toast? Thank you.
What? So you have the phone too?
Yeah.
This whole time?
Let's listen to that one more time.
Okay.
Hello, I am one of your big fans, and I was just wondering, have you ever had toast? Thank you.
I like the way that at the end they said thank you. People don't do that anymore. They don't use manners anymore. You open a door for a lady at the store, and what does she say? You're damn right. Mm-hmm. You open a door for a guy at a store, what does he say? I can do it myself. Thank you very much. Oh, I guess he did say thank you.
Oh, he's actually nice.
So
I like also at the beginning, I believe they said, hello.
Oh, yeah.
So people don't say that a lot. Sometimes you call someone and they go, Bubba Scruggs, can I get your order? And you're like, what? I called you.
Yeah.
So, but if they said, hello, Bubba Scruggs, can I get your order? You'd be like, one Bubba, one scrub bucket.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know why you're mad. You called the restaurant.
Yeah, because I wanted some fries animal style.
Yes.
Just when things were simpler.
Back when we were young boys, and in fact, why don't we do that? Why don't we play the other voicemail?
Yeah. What do you mean the other one?
Why don't we play the other voicemail? Because I did check these before we got on, and this one might have something to do with the good old days.
Wait, so were we supposed to answer that though?
Oh, what was it?
Have we ever had toast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a lot of toast. It's one of my favorite foods.
I mostly eat it almost every day.
Okay, let me play this one. Hold on, let me just play this one.
Aha.
Hey, Joey, this is, I don't want to say, but this is a friend that you used to know back in middle school. Could you tell us the story about when you were in middle school? Thanks.
Oh.
Bye.
What the heck? Okay, I didn't hear that last part when I was reviewing these before the show.
You probably cut it off because there's a lot of dead space where I thought maybe.
Oh my God, that's 2 more minutes? 2 more minutes of that? Just kidding. That's just a little joke.
No, I get it. Did you see how I have this? It says this call didn't ring because D&D was turned on. It's because I'm playing friggin' Dungeons and Dragons. When we're not doing the show, I'm like, I'm D&D.
And you really did learn all the lyrics to that song.
I'm not going to do it right now. We only have so much time. But I will say the question was, okay, so this is my friend from middle school.
Middle school. Do you recognize that voice? It sounded like someone you would remember.
I don't want to. I feel like they're listening. So I feel.
Yeah, probably.
I feel rude saying that I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So okay, well, Joey had it's not that he doesn't remember. Joey was in a car wreck. He had a bad brain damage.
Friend that you used to know back in middle school.
Middle school.
Okay, so I knew them back in middle school. Sounds like I didn't transfer to high school with them.
Oh, so it might have been a one and done.
Could you tell us the story about when you were in middle school?
Hold on.
Thanks. Bye.
Cut. I think we should. Yeah, just turn that off.
Okay, so the question was, let's see where that was. Hold on. Let me see that one more time.
Okay, can we? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, middle school is one of my favorite times of my life. I mean, I can't believe it's been 8 years since then.
Yeah.
God, there's so many good stories. I wonder if they wanted a story about me and them.
It sounded pretty specific, but also as vague as possible. So,
as vague as possible. Okay, so slot machines, the famous sign, a lot of Panic at the Disco songs.
Yeah.
The bright lights.
The bright lights, the twirling, the
tigers.
No. The twirling on the dancers.
Mm-hmm. Twirling dervishes.
Yeah, the twirling dervishes that are the nipple covers.
Yes,
yeah.
of course.
I didn't want to have to say it, but you did end up making me say it. Nipple covers.
Yeah. And we're going to cut that, and we're going to make it into... We're not going to cut it out. We're going to cut it into other episodes.
Oh, yeah. So go back and watch episode 19.
Landon's going to be like, well, my favorite part of the movie was nipple covers. And I love nipple covers because nipple covers are my favorite things to think about. And I had a dream last night about nipple covers, September 11th. And then I...
Hey, I just saw a movie that we have to watch for this show.
Wait. You saw a movie that we have to see.
Wait. I saw the little picture on the box, on the bigger box, which is my TV, for a movie that I think we must watch and talk about on the show.
I think so. Landon's been nonstop talking about how his TV now, it shows everything he wants to watch, but it's like 3 by 3 inches just in the middle of his huge TV. So everything's there, but it's just shrunk down to the size of a little 3 by 3 box.
Yeah.
Well, in a little box on his big box, which is, of course, the TV.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of content for and about marginalized communities.
Oh, I thought you were going to say ants. Like, I've been watching content for ants. I'm like,
No, that would be a joke. And what I'm talking about is serious. Oh. I just didn't realize that when they have those little sections on HBO Max, marginalized communities movies, and you watch those, they actually show them tinier. It just seems kind of wrong.
Marginalized as in you're watching the show Real Sex. And no, Landon, I'm not going to watch Spirited or whatever for this show. I'm not going to watch Ryan Reynolds going, I've got a chimichanga in my burrito pants. And then Will Ferrell's like, I'll say Maria.
I definitely am going to be watching that.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out. I don't care what the reviews say. I need a little Christmas cheer.
Need a little Christmas right this very minute. I need it in my little tiny eyeball. War is over if you want it.
Okay. Yeah, I want it.
Sounds good. I'll opt in.
I want it. So what?
It was weird when the Chipmunks covered that song.
Hey, Yoko. Yes. Alvin! War cannot be over just because you wish it so. Come on, Steve. Stephen Barry's.
And was it?
The yellow and red wines. The young and the old. So there's Alvin. There's Stanger.
Stangert. Some people don't pronounce the T, like Voldemort. But I've always pronounced the T, so I say Stangert and I say Voldemort.
Well, I'm always spilling the T, so I leave it off all my
Please.
sentences.
Please.
Do you want the T? When I was in
Middle school,
I got gum stuck in my hair. And then a teacher made fun of me.
All right, let's hear it.
He goes, okay, gum head or something. And then he cut it out.
You idiot.
He called me gum head, or he called me, he said, that's the best gummer I've ever seen. I mean, these teachers,
it was a simpler time.
Something about this guy was like...
The political... It was different. Whatever it is, it was different back then.
Spectrum.
No. The political... The whole political...
Umami. The political...
It was all just different. I can't quite put to words exactly.
I saw recently that the guy that inspired the terminal died in the airport. So my question is, did Tom Hanks not do anything to help this guy?
I'm sorry. I've got a family to take care of. Yeah, we've seen Chet. You're not really doing a very bang-up job, Mr.
The only one
Hanks.
you seem to take care of is your brother because you're too busy to do video games. Why don't you get Tom? Wait.
Tom, wait.
Why don't you get Tom Waits to do it?
I can do
There's a snake in my boot.
Come over. Just let me touch you.
Buzz is in Spanish mode again. Oh, great. I went downtown and I drank water from the lake. Baskets of basketballs fill my cup. How do you drink a basketball if it won't fill you up?
We can hear all that you're doing there.
Sorry.
I just had to... Hey, someone's got to keep the wheels on this bus.
I'm nervous when I sing.
Hey, did you see that Kamala Harris video where she's walking out?
We did it, Joe!
Not that one. The one where she's walking out to her, I guess her campaign bus. Wait a minute.
She's still driving that around?
And she goes, wheels on the bus go round and round. And to no one. And you just kind of wonder, where is she?
Not everyone has a sense of humor or themselves.
Or humor. Like Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I watched Only Murders in the Building season 2. I think I mentioned.
Yeah, you did.
Amy Schumer does show up at the beginning, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
we're doing this again? Have no fear, people. What is it? Hair today, gone tomorrow. Bugs Bunny. The Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Here today, gone tomorrow. Did you know that? Speaking of Amy's,
Joey, did you know?
wait, what's the movie you want to watch?
It's called 9/11.
If someone wants to come up with a name for our Pure Flicks podcast,
Yeah.
let us know because I'm dying to watch these movies and I cannot. I have no reason to.
We have to
Purified, maybe like in the Netflix logo font.
tell them what's the idea.
Have you heard of Pure Flicks? It's the Netflix for pure families. And there's self-contained movies that are all sort of inside their own little universe of family values. Let's call them conservative family values.
It's the PU, the Pure Flix universe.
We want to watch as many PU movies as we can. Not the menu, PU. Not the UP, not the Upper Peninsula. Well, if you're in Michigan, Michigan's a glove. And there's a thumb, and then the crevice in your thumb and your finger, that's a whole lake. We live in the fingernail on top of the middle finger.
I'm smitten with the mitten. I'm so happy to know what that means now.
We finally cracked it, and our listeners were dying to know. Oh, I hope they figure out what smitten with the mitten means.
Hey, any more middle school stories?
Hey. I can't think of any.
Yeah, me neither. Ah, well.
I remember
when I lost my
I remember when I lost my Oh my god! High note challenge.
What?
You take the low note, I'll take the high note.
Okay.
Check us out on TikTok. We forgot we have one, but
You forgot it. We forgot it.
you forgot it. We forgot it. We all forget. Hey, we all forget things. You know why?
Why?
Because we're eating these chewy bars that have aluminum in them, and they make you forget things. Okay?
We can hear that.
No, you can't.
Okay. A chewy bar used to be big, now it's medium size. Okay.
Isn't that precious?
Maybe I'm growing from all the microplastics in my food, but suddenly the family size of Cheerios doesn't look quite big enough for my family. Okay. Suddenly I'm buying the gigantic size of Cheerios to feed a family of 2, me and my dog Ralpho. Okay. Suddenly the double-sized toilet paper isn't gonna even wipe my ass.
Well, the doctor told me there was microplastics in my blood, okay? I said, finally, there's more than one thing micro about me.
When the doctor came in the room and told me...
People are turning this, like, unsubscribing. No, babe, it's funny. We'll just listen to it on the way to Thanksgiving meal.
Your mom's funeral. Cheer you up.
Okay.
Okay. When the doctor came in the room...
Miller.
Doctors wear white lab coats, right? Why not a black lab coat? Woo!
What?
Confused. Which is what he's become.
He's just confused. There's a lot going on in there. That's how all genius are.
That's how all genius are. They've got so many references built up that their brain starts leaking.
I tried to. I applied to work at the Genius R, and they said I applied to work at the Genius R for Apple.
Yes.
And they said,
well, first you talk to the genius czar, the leader of all of them.
yeah. And then they said, well, why do you want to work here? And I said, because I'm not sheep I don't buy. Because of the Genius R. And so there's no BA.
I go to the Genius Bar, okay? I'm looking to pick up a smart chick wearing a leather coat and having a do-rag on her head. But suddenly I'm talking to a 12-year-old who looked like he just read the back of the subscription catalog for Mishka Mishka.
Because I said I want my bob back. And they said, do you have a stutter? And then all of a sudden, okay.
You go to the Genius Bar and you talk to these kids and they're like, okay, man, but why'd you drive here in a Humvee? And I'm like, all right, genius, don't you know?
Maybe it is hard.
What else?
What else?
I talked to genius. I talk to these genius. I go to the Genius Bar. I go to the Genius Bar. Okay, pumpkin. and I say, can I get the latest iPhone? And they say, no problem. You want that in paper or plastic? You go to the Genius Bar. Meanwhile, I'm watching YouTube videos taught by an 8-year-old on how to reset my remote for my television set. Who's the genius now, You've got kids in college going for 4 years for gender studies. Meanwhile, I'm studying the back of a cereal box trying to find where the end of the maze is.
Larry, they kicked me off the Goldbergs.
Oh, sure they did.
They did.
I know. I'm sure they did.
You're what?
I'm sure they did.
You sure? You're David Shore?
Yes, me, David Shore, am sure they did.
Landon, what'd you watch?
We're done with the Miller stuff.
I might see the menu tomorrow.
I will be going to something tomorrow.
I'm also just like, I'm tired.
I will be good. So no more Miller stuff.
No, you can keep. Miller.
I went to this movie, The Menu. Okay, made me hungry the whole time. Hungry for some high art, not this consumerist propaganda hiding behind the guise of a 16th century Roman painting. You got the guy behind the camera, director of photography. Used to call him DP, but suddenly we found out that stands for something else in certain adult film industries.
It is.
So we changed the name to DOP. Yeah, that's who I want running my camera. What else?
No, it's funny.
What?
It's funny because it's
smart.
not my fault you don't know about film stuff.
It makes you think. It's smart.
Makes you think.
So there I was, looking at a bas-relief in the castles in Argentina.
Woo! Sorry.
All right.
I meant woo.
All right.
Cadillac paddywhack. Someone give me my America back. Dennis, you slay me. You absolutely slay me, Dennis. Oh, Dennis. Oh, Dennis. Oh, Dennis. That's what Lorne Michaels sounds like.
Okay, what did I watch? I watched the Only Murders in the Building season 2. It's good. You should watch it if you haven't.
I haven't watched it yet.
Check it out. What else did I watch? Yes, The Menu. God, what else did I watch? There was something. Oh no! This can't be happening. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not this time. I can't think of. Andor. Season finale. Mm-hmm. The whole Did you watch it? Mm-hmm. Andor's the best Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Since Empire Strikes Back.
Make you cry, make you cheer, make you feel all the things they must have felt that fateful night in those dirty, dirty theaters back in 77, wading through the muck on Times Square, the XXX and the DP and seeing that there's all these naughty, nasty movies playing around them, live nudes, girls on film, and all these guys walking through all that going, I don't think I'll be going in there. I think I'll be watching the X-Wing. And they walk up, they go, I don't even know what that is. Thank you very much. But I'll take one ticket. And they say 75 cents. And they go, ticket prices are getting out of hand. And they walk in and they see the movie where this guy in a white helmet bumps his head.
The dead speak. Gravis and Mr. Toadloke look towards the earthen skyline to see graveyards of fallen Jedi. But henceforth shall be known forevermore as Mon Mothma Monqui. Yes, this is Arise.
People are going to be really mad
Yeah.
about this one.
How dare you?
Oh, I just mean because it's so loud.
I thought just because it's annoying.
Well, that too, yeah.
But also,
Arise.
Andor, yes, okay. It's of course it's the best. If you're saying that it's not even good, you're an idiot. And people are saying that. It's not Star Wars.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It is.
I think it's just, I'll just say this. It's bad at improv because typically we do yes and they spend the whole season doing and or.
All right. So I'll say that it is the best Star Wars since the original, since Empire Strikes Back, I'll say. But
I might have to agree with you.
Is it my favorite? Now that's the more interesting question. And that's the more because objectively it is the best. It just is. There's action, there's thought, there's all of the ingredients that you want and all of the ingredients that I have painstakingly tried to sort of project onto the prequel trilogy for years, even as a boy. No, seriously, it's about trade disputes. That's cool. It's about the political turmoil of a republic that's gotten too cozy and using the Jedi as a police force rather than a monk-like sort of establishment to
all right, kid, do you want one or two cherries in your Shirley Temple?
chew like the moons of Tatooine.
I'll be back to your table soon.
So
What?
Wow. How'd I get this freaking squeaky on my back?
Says O'Neill.
So so this one actually does do all the things that we wished, and many of us sort of argue that the other ones have done, but they haven't.
Many of us.
They haven't done this. Certainly not to the successful sort of combination that they've found in Andor, where it is, it's slow at times, but you want it to be slow. And the conversations that people are having are as intriguing as the action. And I just really love it. But is it my favorite? That remains to be seen.
For me, it is.
Out of all Star Wars things,
I mean, let's say, at least for now, out of what I want out of Star Wars for now, it's quenching something I once thought was unquenchable.
Yeah.
Something that was so dry and ridden with just
the sands of Tatooine.
It was just no. It was more like the salt.
Oh yes,
on Kratom or whatever. I thought that I would just be eating red salt for the rest of my life, getting thirstier and thirstier until I dry up.
But here comes along Andor. Here comes along Andor with a big frothy teat full of that blue milk or the green milk, I guess, that Luke squirts out of that thing on the little...
Luke likes the green milk. The cereal man in Andor likes the blue milk.
Well, and we all... I mean, but that's sort of,
That's just what they drink. They don't have white milk up there.
No.
Sorry.
I
know that what you're probably thinking, libtards et al., trying to make us sip the teat of multiculturalism. Well, guess what? Get used to it. We're here.
Don't do that with your microphone.
Which part?
The rubbing on.
Hold on. I think it's my neck.
Oh.
Better?
Yes! Yes!
Landon's going to have so much editing to do.
No.
It's what I've wanted. I don't know why it's so hard for them to do it. Because there's so much that you can do with it. You know, you have a whole universe of stuff that you can do. But I want all the slow stuff is just more world building. Just all the little dirt that you want to all the interesting stuff about the political side of everything. Every time Mon Mothma opens her maw, I'm like, shh,
I have to hear what she has to say.
She's like, my husband and I, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember any of it, but it sure is good.
So good to watch.
And her husband's like, ponytail.
It takes what I think George was trying to do with the prequels, and then it takes what was completely lacking in the Disney movies, which is, people say, a political, you want to talk about politics in a kid's movie, George? And he did, of course. There's too many scenes where people are sitting around in their little circles talking about, I am now the Republic, and you could be the Republic. And people are clapping.
And they're like,
and yes, if you look closely, you can see ETs. But it perfectly synthesizes the sort of action-focused elements of the Disney Star Wars, where they literally killed... People don't even realize this. In The Force Awakens, they kill the capital of the galaxy in like 2 seconds. And you don't even realize that that's like a whole world. The whole political structure of the galaxy is gone. So it's back, kind of everything resets to good guys versus bad guys. But there's not even an awareness, or like, because they were so worried about, well, George tried to get political. But they don't realize that you can do it well.
yeah.
And here comes Mr. Tony Gilroy and his friends. And they do it well. And I'm just happy that it's happening.
I'll be sad when it's over. I'm excited for season 2.
It's certainly the best of the Disney Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you that. No problem. It's the best and my favorite.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be, I couldn't wait for Obi-Wan. And I've sort of forgotten that happened. I saw an Obi-Wan Kenobi Christmas ornament today, and I went, oh, yeah.
I don't understand how they did this, where they gave a lot more money and time to Andor, which you would think was like, okay, we'll give them, they can use the big screen TV stage and everything looks bad and fake in it. They can use that. That's like some side character in a movie no one cares about. We'll give a bunch of money to Obi-Wan Kenobi, the star of the whole Star Wars universe. Arguably. I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
He's my favorite guy. Now, will I...
Am.
The hologram version. Talking to Anderson Cooper in 2008 or 9. Probably like 2007, I'd say. Because I think it was
that
about...
long ago.
I think it was about the elections.
Yeah. Funny.
So you have that, and that's kind of happens in Andor. A big hologram of a certain... We'll just call her a black-eyed pea.
But everything is so grounded and thought out.
Yes.
These little 3 episode arcs that just everything that they put into these, I get it.
Yeah.
I get everything about it. And you go, oh yeah, they do have all these slaves working on this thing. There's all these little stories.
And just the first 3-act thing, you're like, oh, this was good. And then the second 3-act thing was like, oh, this is incredible with the stars and that stuff. You're like, well, that's the best thing I've seen in some time. And then he's in a prison. And then that 3-act arc is even better.
And then the end, you get, this is what we've been missing. This end
It all comes
piece.
together.
We're not going to spoil it.
No.
But the act of the rebellion and people coming together in a real way. It's not just you've got these things out there in the galaxy and it's already, so here's the rebellion and yes, these are the good guys and the bad guys. We get to see why, and we get to see how an uprising takes place. And you get to hear a little podcast. He's listening to a podcast that's talking about real things in our world right now that mirror things that he's not actually talking about. They don't go, and then Mr. Putin. But there's things that mirror what's happening in our world.
Of course.
On his little podcast he's listening to. And you go, that's it. That's why they want this uprising. That's why he's going to be a hero in this galaxy.
Well, and that's not just any podcast. I can't tell if you're joking or not.
Well, it's a podcast.
Yes. Because it's the little pud from earlier. His, what do you call it? His manifesto.
His podcast.
It's even more tied together than
manifest. There's something funny there.
Yeah, well, that's one of my favorite Jedi.
What did
Kit Fisto?
Yeah, Kit Fisto
and his wife Mana Fisto.
And I feel like Bono. There's something with Bono in there.
Bonafisto?
Why don't you keep talking?
Okay.
I fucking love it so much.
Well, so Andor, yes, and here's something else that Andor does. It makes me feel stuff.
Yeah.
It made me feel when a certain thing happens at the prison. Actually, the whole prison thing. There's so much good stuff in it, Joey. And you would think at this point we've gotten so much Star Wars content. Most of it fine, but not super great, and like a few exceptional pieces. But at this point, for a show to come along in probably the most explored time in this universe, the rise of the Empire and the rise of the rebellion. It's like, how can we possibly tell a story that would make me care about this? And they do it, and they do it well. And they make you think and care about the rebellion in a way that you didn't before, at least for me. You don't realize the sacrifice of the rebellion. You don't realize the evil, the very tactile, evil, and mundane, like just sort of mundane evil that you see in the world is the Empire. And it recontextualizes all of the original trilogy, even. I can't wait to go back and rewatch these movies now with the knowledge I have of what they're doing in Andor and how the Empire has tightened their grip. That line in A New Hope when they're like, the Empire's tightening its grip or whatever. That's this. That's what they're talking about.
Macfisto.
Yes. His funny stage guy.
Would you like, really quick, just to hear when I look up Bono nicknames, would you like to hear what I get?
Sure.
B-Man.
Whoa.
Bon.
Okay.
Bon Murray.
What?
Bono. Bono Vox. Bono Vox of O'Connell Street. Houseman. Huseman. Stein Heg von Huysen Old Gang Bang Bang. And the Mirror Ball Man.
Whoa.
This is what I'm talking about. You've got the, as you put it, the mundane of the evil. It's not the I'm going to cast you down and you're going to. Yeah. It's the political side of we're doing this and you're following these people and hearing their side of it. Not just we want to kill all the rebels. Right. You're getting these little and the ways that they twist people and make them they skew everything, and you know what they're talking about, like with the natives on their land and how they're moving them out of there.
Yes. How
they talk about it and how everything is sort of coded to make it sound politically palatable.
Yes.
But it's not. And almost telling themselves that this is, but there's hate underneath it.
And it goes right along with some of the great stuff from the prequels of when the Republic basically just elects a dictator, and Padme says that beautiful line. So this is how liberty dies, not to whatever, but to thunderous applause. Yep. Whatever. And this is capitalizing on that one idea, the one good idea from the prequels. And this is doing it beautiful justice. I think people talk about how the like cartoons and stuff flesh out the prequels that make it better, which is true from what I've seen. But I think this is doing that for all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
God.
And I just love the way it all looks. If I saw like a pod race in this movie, in this show, I'd just be happy.
I'd love
Every time they bring in something that you're familiar with, it's not just like, okay.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like with Boba Fett, you go, oh, okay, all right.
Right.
I get it. You want to see the thing, but even the blue milk that just makes you go, you would put it on cereal, wouldn't you?
Exactly. And people get mad at that.
Well,
they're
shut
like,
up. He's a cereal guy.
They're like, yes, his name is Cyril, and he likes cereal. Some things you don't have to think too hard about them. But no, it's actually, when you look at that scene, when you look at those scenes where he's eating cereal, how many freaking times have you, after you've lost your job,
right?
Your mom makes fun of you,
right?
And what do you have in the cupboard? You're not a wealthy man. All you have is a little milk and some cereal. So what do? You sit there and you silently eat your cereal while your mother berates you about not being good enough.
And then you slurp and slurp and slurp
yes.
milk.
Because that's probably that's the single solitary moment of his day that's happy. When he's just slurping his blue milk.
Yeah, it's a great There's a lot we could say about it, but we'll save that.
We'll save that for when the political, because it's so politically, like when the original Star Wars came out, it was just different. There was a different political.
Just how do you mess up 3 movies so bad?
Which ones?
Like $200 million each or whatever. The Disney ones.
Oh yeah.
How do you do that? And then this little man, this little Gil boy, he weasels his way in there.
Gilroy and his brothers.
And he goes, I have an idea.
Well, what's funny too is because he was involved with Rogue One, and then someone else wrote Andor, and then they were like, Tony, could you please look at this and tell us what you think? And he's like, yes, I like it, but I do it completely differently. And they're like, oh, would you like to do it completely differently? And he was like, yes. And isn't that the dream?
Rogue One's one of my favorite movies.
Well,
period.
Yeah. What? Of all time?
I mean, if I'm looking at a list of 1 to 50, right? It's probably up there, 5 or 10.
Really? That's cool.
It's just, I love the way it's shot.
Hey.
It's shot like a war film.
Yeah.
They say, here's what it's like on the ground with these people that are just trying to deal with this thing.
I tell you what, I'm going to like it a lot more now.
I mean, all the Star Wars are my favorite movies.
Yes.
I'm going to rewatch it because even though you know how his story ends,
that's what's so...
You go, oh, this man is a hero.
And you look at, especially now they're expanding all this story, and you just look at, as Luthen says in his epic speech to end all speeches about sacrifice.
He takes his little wig off.
He's standing there much like a Sith Lord, but he's a good guy. But is he? That's what's so beautiful about this show. It's not just a good Star Wars show. It's a good show.
It's a good show, period.
Anyway, what else did you watch?
And Mon Mothma.
It's the best.
Did I think I would care?
No.
About her little backstory about, okay, she's in.
But it's one of the most compelling parts of the show. The only thing I really have to say as a complaint about the show is that I think Andor is, much like in Rogue One, kind of the least interesting piece of the puzzle. But I mean, that's okay. I like him. I just think every other story, I like his story, but he has to be such a passive character that there's nothing really there for me to hold on to.
Because he's kind of just going through.
He's just watching. He's like the audience foil almost, or like the audience. What do you call that?
Maybe we're all Andor.
We're all Andor.
Landon,
what else did you watch? I really want to hear this.
A little movie called Glass Onion : a Knives Out Manifesto or some bullshit. Make me sick. I give it 4 out of 10.
Whoa.
I award you no points.
No.
And I'm just kidding. Is it better than the first one? Some people say yes. Some people say no.
One
person
you?
online was pissed.
Whoa.
Not a reviewer, just an everyday Joe online was like,
This is why the movie's not as good as the first one. And I'll tell you why it's not as good as the first one. No, he likes it. He likes the movie with Daniel Craig and his pecs.
Notice how he said it was just an average Joe online. His name translates to average in Latin. It must be him.
Landon, that would be so funny. You put on a shirt at Stephen Barry's next to the serial killer shirt. That's a picture of a spoon in a bowl. And the shirt says college on it.
With 2 L's.
It's so stupid.
All right, go ahead.
It's different because he's taking, and I barely want to speak about this movie.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and see it tomorrow, so please don't.
Barely going to speak about it. I think that you know what the first one is, and if people are expecting the sort of same thing, because he takes a murder mystery in the first one,
Yes.
and sort of rewrites the rules about how to tell it.
Yes, it's his modus operandi.
And that's what he does with this one, but you have to do it a different way.
Yeah.
I think some people like how he did it this way. I think some people didn't. It's just fun. It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
If he tries to put humor into Star Wars, I kick his little ass down Hollywood Boulevard. Here he can do whatever he wants.
Well, his whole career, and I've spoken about this, you want to go listen to what I really think of Ruin Johnson. You go listen to our episode with the Laughing at Ourselves podcast that we put out a few months ago. But his whole career, that's what he does. He sort of deconstructs the genre, plays with the tropes, and spits it back out with varying degrees of success. Most of the time, I like it a lot. Most of the time, I love it. There was one thing that he shouldn't have done, and we mustn't talk about it.
I don't need you to deconstruct this right now. Okay? It's Christmas.
It's Christmas. We're 8 movies into a saga.
Into a 9-movie saga.
We're not looking for your clever boy little attitude
get us to
about
the finish line.
our hero. Okay.
Well, actually, this is a great movie. I feel as though the Netflix experience, I feel like it detracts. I mean, I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I think it should have had a wide release. I'm not the only person saying that.
No, of course.
The Netflix of it all, it's a movie where you need to pay attention or it trivializes sort of the experience. It's made by a guy that likes movies. You know?
He loves movies.
He loves movies. And when you watch a movie by someone that loves their little movies, you can't watch it on a little screen. You just need to go and experience it all at once. Not pausing it because someone's gonna go get more popcorn from the fridge, or they gotta get more marshmallows from the oven.
What do you think about people that think movies should have intermissions at the theater?
As someone that is now, I'm gonna say, at a quarter life crisis, I did at one point have to run out and freak a leak.
Oh.
Because I said something had just happened. I go, well, there's not going to be something, that happens right after this, right?
Right.
So I run out. The guy's sweeping up the corn in the hallway, and he's just like, hey, you can't. And then I run in the bathroom, and they're like, hey, you got to do that in the urinal. And I'm just like, so then run back in, and I get next to my little seatmate, my little betrothed, and she goes, and I go, mother. I missed something big. I missed something huge.
You can't. That's why you can't. You can't. So you want an intermission. How long is this movie? 2 hours?
2.5, almost.
Well,
2:20.
That's the trouble. People keep making longer and longer movies. So people are like, well, I need a 5-minute break.
And I like it. I've gone to one movie where there's an intermission. But
don't it take you out of it?
I feel like it was part of the experience, And it was The Hateful Eight, which is something like 3+ hours.
Yeah.
I think with all the other dumb stuff he added in to the showing I went to where there was like a piano playing before.
Right.
And you're supposed to sit there for 20 minutes where it's like...
Try Bosco cigarettes and waffles.
And you just hear through the speaker someone going, take your shoes off. Take your shoes off. You're like, what's going on? So then there's also like a 15-minute intermission. And it's like, okay. I don't know. It's for some movies, I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
It would be fun for a murder mystery like this, though. If like there was the big thing that happens and then it gives you an intermission and you have to go out into the hallway and just be like, holy crap.
Yeah. And it's like,
but it is kind of weird. Even with plays, when you go see a play and there's an intermission.
Yeah.
By the time they come back, I'm like, I'm just ready to go home.
Yeah. Well,
because then it's like gets dark again, and then the curtains opens, and you're in the same stupid living room.
You're like,
and she walks in, she's like, Barfus just fell on the lawn.
I know. I saw it before the intermission. Well, that happened over the summer. I went to a show.
Barfus fell on the lawn.
Yes, I went to a show. That happened. I went to a show, and at intermission, an old man and looks to his wife, and in that, you know how old people don't whisper anymore because they don't care. He just goes, "We're leaving," and everyone around him turns over and go. Oh, you could hear people gasp, and they start packing up their stuff. And she's just like sitting there, like, "You're embarrassing me, Roscoe," and he's like, "We're going. It's not good. I don't like it." And then they left.
That did happen as I told you before, off pod. Because it is going to be on Netflix, and everyone says, I'll just watch it there.
Right.
And I say, but we can go spend $13 each to see it.
Yeah.
And get $10 popcorn.
Yeah.
And they go, I show up, and it's a bunch of old people that don't have the internet. So everyone's got an oxygen tank and like crutches, and people's legs are broken just because they're old.
Yeah.
And their bones are just done. So we're sitting next to these old people, and every single trailer, every bad joke I hear, no! No! No!
He's so loud.
And so they're having fun. Yeah. And so the movie starts, and you see Benoit Blanc, and he goes, and I go, oh! But there's a little funny thing that happens, okay? And everyone gasps, and they go, ah, and there's some whispering and some little titters. The people next to us, full force for the next 3 minutes. I can't hear anything that's happening because he's like, yeah, that's one from here's the thing. He finds yeah, he goes, whoa, it's our motor. And you found us? Yeah. And then they stop, and he goes, well, he did it when he was in the other. We find it, so he found himself. He goes, boy. He goes, oh
yeah.
I can't hear the entire scene.
Okay. And by the way, sorry, we should have said spoiler alert. Oh, Joey did just.
Clap. Hold on. Oh, jeez.
We have to end this soon. So. What? Okay, so you like it. It's different than the first, and that's fine.
That one you can't see. I gave it an 8.
8 out of 10. What do you give the first one?
An 8.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. The only we'll talk about it later after I've seen the movie, because I don't want to get too much into it right now.
I'm not even going to say it. We'll get into it later.
Okay. Political landscape.
That's it. Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.